All right, thanks, guys. We are 4-1 on our last 5 crowd pleaser teaser picks on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. We're also at 8-3 in our last 11 crowd pleaser teasers on that site as well. Link for that website is in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, we got ourselves a very short, kind of modified slate of NBA action here today. If you're concerned about my health, still have the flu. Very tough day for me. A lot of coughing, very achy, a lot of sweating, and I woke up at 8 and already took a 2-hour nap. So definitely staying home all day today. But anyway, we got some NBA action to handicap here. So no flu is going to hold us back from doing that. That's our our escape from the reality of being sick. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into our modified slate here today. And we're going to begin with the Cavaliers taking on the Pistons. 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Detroit. The Pistons are the 7-point favorite, total at 220. Now, we did see a half a point move toward Detroit and movement downward on the total. The Pistons opened 6.5 up to -7. Total opened 221 down to 220. 55% are leaning Cleveland, 56% shaded toward the over. And right now the Cavaliers are plus 255 on the money line. Now, as bad as Cleveland has been this year, they're still 5-4 against the spread in their last 9. They had successful covers over the likes of Boston and this very Detroit squad during that run. And as a matter of fact, we're in the second game of a home-and-home between these two teams. Cleveland, they rank in the top 10 in defensive rebounding. Colin Sexton, he's averaging 19 points a game, 3 rebounds. Kevin Love, 17 points a game, 10 rebounds for him. Nice double-digit rebounding year thus far for Kevin Love. And speaking of which, Tristan Thompson, he's averaging 10 rebounds a game himself. He's also averaging 12 points per contest for the Cavs. Now, Detroit on the other side, just 3-7 straight up in their last 10. Outright losses to San Antonio and Chicago during that run. Griffin, Morris, Kennard still out indefinitely for this Pistons team. They rank in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 5 in offensive rebounding. Now, Detroit, they're struggling at home as well. 18 home games, just 8 victories in those 18. They're just 14-24 straight up overall for the year. They rank in the bottom 3 in defending the 3-ball, and they rank dead last in home offensive rebounding. Now, 8 out of Detroit's last 9 games did get over the total. Meanwhile, Cleveland, 6-2 to the over in their last 8 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me Cleveland +7 and the over 220 in that game. Next matchup, Celtics taking on the Sixers. 7 o'clock South Philly. The Sixers are the 2-point favorite at home, total at 216.5. We saw the half a point fade of Philadelphia and movement upward on the total. The Sixers opened 2.5 down to -2. Total open 216 up to 216 and a hook. 51% are leaning Sixers, 66% shaded toward the over. Right now, Boston, it's plus $1.10 on the money line. Now, if you like Philly in this matchup here, just keep in mind Joel Embiid is out. I don't know if you guys saw the images the other day, but his finger was all like crooked. It was like to the side. Really nasty, very grotesque injury, just like the flu I have. But anyway, Joel Embiid out for tonight's action with a finger. Philadelphia, losers of 4 out of their last 5. They rank 17th in home scoring, bottom 10 in home offensive free throw percentage. Not so great from the stripe is this Sixer squad. And although they are like almost unbeatable at home, they are not very good at covering the point spread at home. They're just 9-10 against the spread in their 19 home games this year. Now, Boston on the other side, winners of 7 out of their last 10 games. They're also 12-6 against the spread when traveling this year. They rank in the top 3 in points allowed, top 10 in defensive rebounding. Kemba Walker, 22 points a game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Jason Tatum, 21 points a game, 7 rebounds for him. And Jaylen Brown, 21 points a game, 7 rebounds for this Celtics team. Boston ranks in the top 10 in defensive field goal percentage, top 5 in road offensive rebounding. When it comes to the total, Boston's 4-2 to the under in their last 6. Philadelphia 3-2 to the under in their last 5 themselves. I'm going to lean Boston +2 and the under 216.5 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Thursday's NBA action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. We are currently 4-1 in our last 5 crowd pleaser teasers on that site. We're also 8-3 in our last 11 crowd pleaser teasers as well. That package costs just $9.99 for the entire month, and we do teasers pretty much every other day. So exceptional value there, especially for a lot of winners. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. And, of course, you don't even have to buy anything. If you just want to check out my current record, you can do that for free right now. It's right on the homepage. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive back into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Blazers taking on the Timberwolves, 8 o'clock Minnesota. The Blazers are minus 2.5, total at 224. We saw a half a point fade of Portland and movement upward on the total. The Blazers open as the 3-point favorite, down to minus 2.5. Total open 223 up to 224. 74% are leaning Portland, 66% shaded toward the over. Right now, Minnesota's plus $1.15 on the money line. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns is listed as questionable for tonight's action. Layman is out. He will not be playing. Having said that, though, Minnesota has been doing a pretty good job picking up some wins with a sporadic lineup. And as a matter of fact, they're 4-3 straight up in their last 7. They covered 70% of their games in their last 10. They have successful point spread covers over the likes of Milwaukee and Denver. They also rank in the top 10 in offensive rebounding. They're averaging 112 points per game. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns, he's a tough guy. I think we'll see him in action. He's averaging 27 points a game, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. Andrew Wiggins, 24 points a game, 5 rebounds. And Jeff Teague, 14 points a game, 6 assists for this Minnesota squad. Portland, on the other side, losers of 6 out of their last 8. They lost to the New York Knicks, Phoenix Suns, and New Orleans Pelicans during that stretch. They also, failed to cover the point spread in 7 out of their last 9. They rank in the bottom 10 in points allowed, bottom 3 in defensive rebounding. Not very good on the road is this Portland squad. They're just 8-13 straight up when traveling, 9-12 against the spread in those road games. Hood, Nurkic, Collins still out indefinitely. And one more thing to add about Portland, they rank in the bottom 3 in defensive rebounding on the road. Now, total-wise, Portland 4-3 to the over in their last 7. Minnesota 60% to the over in their last 5. I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it up, and lean Minnesota plus 3 and the over 224 in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Rockets taking on the Thunder, 9:30 Eastern tip-off in OKC. The Rockets are minus 4, total 226. We saw a 1-point move toward Houston and movement upward on the total. Rockets open 3, up to minus 4. Total open 223, all the way up to 226. 65% are leaning Houston, 68% shaded toward the over. Right now, OKC is plus $1.50 on the money line. Gallinari and Nerlens Noel, they are out for tonight's action for the Thunder. OKC ranks in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 10 in offensive rebounding. They're averaging just 108 points per contest, and they are 5 games back of the division lead in the Northwest. One more thing to add about OKC. They rank in the bottom 3 in home offensive rebounding. Meanwhile, Houston on the other side, they are 9-3 against the spread, taking on teams over 550. They're also covering 60% of their games that tipped off at the current point spread. They rank in the top 3 in scoring, top 5 in offensive rebounding. They're averaging 119 points per contest. James Harden is averaging 39 points a game, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals. Russell Westbrook, 24 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. We should see him in action tonight in the second of a back-to-back. And, of course, Clint Capella, 15 points a game, 15 rebounds on average per game. He is bringing down. Houston, 8-2 straight up in their last 10. Big wins against Philadelphia, Denver, and the Clippers during that stretch. They rank in the top 3 in road scoring, top 10 in road three-point percentage. Houston averages 119 points per contest on the road as well, and they are 12-7 straight up away from home. Now, 5 out of Houston's last 7, believe it or not, stayed under the total. Market's definitely over-adjusting to this Houston squad. Meanwhile, OKC 6-2 to the under in their last 8. I'm going to lean Houston -4 and the under 226 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. I like Houston -4, under 226. Minnesota +3, over 224. Cleveland +7, over 220. And last but certainly not least, I like Boston +2 and the under 216.5. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Got to show some love to Donna Thomas, New Era 1. Stephen Miller, Dominique Hughes, Dion Hallman, Vernon Willard, Ant Ruga, Andres Mendez, Dan Tomaselli, Penny Kemp, CQP Underboss, Andrew Stirrup from the Bahamas, and last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to the Frozen Gamer. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. We also have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to on that website. We're currently 4-1 in our last 5 crowd pleaser teasers on that site. We're also hitting at 8-3 in our last 11 crowd pleaser teasers on that site as well. If you want to check out my current record, you can do that for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. My record is right on the homepage. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our Spanish edition, also known as Edición en Español. Lo siento, estoy enferma ahora. Pero yo tengo Houston -4 y los bajos, Minnesota con puntos y las altas, Cleveland con puntos y las altas, y final Boston con puntos y los bajos. All right, let's go ahead and do our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. I like Houston -4, under 226. Minnesota +3, over 224. Cleveland +7, over 220. And last but certainly not least, I like Boston +2 and the under 216.5 in that game.